Hi, I'm Kate from Sewing to Overlocking, and I'm here with Echidna Sewing today, and I'd like to take you through some of my favourite features on the Baby Lock Acclaim. So of course, when we're talking about a Baby Lock, we need to talk about how easy they are to thread. So the Acclaim actually has revolutionary threading. So Baby Lock initially started with the jet air threading, which is a plunger type threading. This is even easier as it's a push button and you can thread both loopers at once. So we simply turn the lever to threading, turn the hand wheel until the threading ports lock, and then you can take the thread through the top and place it down into the threading port. And the threading ports are really nice and wide, so it's very easy to get the thread down into the hole, and even works really well when you're using the thicker decorative threads. So this is my upper and lower looper, and simply press the button and they're both going to thread. Just like magic. And this one even has air thread needles. So we click the thread in, we go around into the bar at the top of the needle bar, and we just need to slide that down. And this is such a cool feature where we just place a small amount of thread in front of the eye of the needle and press the button and it's threaded. And the left needle threads exactly the same way. So I don't know about you, but as I get older, my eyes just aren't what they used to be. So threading needles can be a real pain. And this just makes it really easy. So threading from scratch is super quick. Being an air thread machine, I can just leave those threads. They'll never tangle. I just need to unlock the machine and I'm all good to sew. So some of the other features on this machine is the ATD system, which stands for Auto Thread Delivery. And I often hear in the marketplace people talking about, oh, it has no tensions. And yes, absolutely, it has no tensions, but what it does is it delivers the correct amount of thread down to form the stitch. So it really is such an advanced feature on an overlocker. So when we choose A, B, C or D, and it comes with a really easy card, so you can just, doing a rolled hem, it'll tell you the stitch selector needs to be on D, and that will send the perfect amount of thread down to form the stitch. So on a machine with tensions, we have pressure on the thread, which then it's relying on the fabric actually taking the thread through. And that's why when threads change or fabrics change, sometimes you need to tweak your tensions. Whereas when on this system, the thread's constantly delivering down to form the stitch. So I can sew on any fabric and I never have to worry about changing a thing on this machine. So let me show you. I have a really fine 2-ply tissue. From that, I can put in a thickness of 4 layers of fleece, because when you're doing an underarm seam or a crutch seam, that's the actual thickness you need to get through. We can jump on a bit of satin. And let's do a double layer of denim, just because I can. And you can see that without any adjustment, my stitch is perfect on the tissue. It's amazing on the fleece. back to the satin and the denim. A super strong stitch without actually having to think about it. One of the other great things I love about these 4-thread baby locks is that you can lock your blade down safely and continue to stitch with having your fabric sitting up against the blade as a guide. So with the probably 90% of the overlockers on the market, when we disengage the blade, it actually disappears and it's no longer there. It goes down in under the needle plate. And I always instruct students in my class, don't disengage your blade, because when it disappears, you put too much fabric into your machine, the upper looper can come through and pierce the fabric. It's going to bend your looper. It's going to cost you a lot of money to get it fixed. So I always teach those students to work with watching their fabric feeding through and just to continue to use the blade. But with this system, when we lock the blade down, it actually stays there as a guide. So I'm just going to whip around a circle very quickly to show you how I can get a really great, neat finish because of this feature. So as my work's coming back around, and of course it doesn't have to be a circle that I'm stitching, it could be a neckband on a top, or it could be a cuff on a sleeve. So as I get back around, I'm going to trim the last of my fabric and my chain. I then stop and turn that dial to lock. And the blade will actually cease cutting the fabric, but it just stays there as a nice little guide. I can put my fabric right up alongside it. Do a couple of stitches over the top, bring my needles up and remove my work. And that just eliminates me cutting my work, and I can finish my circle, my neckband, my wristband really, really easily, and it looks beautiful and professional. One of the other amazing features of this machine is the feed system. So it has a fantastic feed system, and connected to that is the differential feed, and it's what we call a full range differential feed. So when you're adjusting the feed on this, and if I'm wanting to use it to gather, pretty much when it's on 2, I'm going to get a 2-to-1 gather. So that combined with the standard foot that comes on the machine, it has this little cutout section underneath, so it allows the fabric to pleat beautifully as you're gathering. It also has a tape guide, so when you're putting in your stabilising tapes and elastics, it makes it really easy to feed them straight through and overlock them into your stitch. The feet clip on and off really easily. So I've increased my differential feed. I'm going to bring my stitch length up to about 3.5, and let's have a look at how beautifully she gathers. And of course there's a thread cutter up the side there, so it makes it quite easy when you're taking your work out. But that is just a beautiful gather. And if I wanted less, I could drop it down. If I wanted to increase the gather, I just need to find the needle threads and draw them up, and it will pull it up beautifully. But I love the fact that the gathering's even, because for me, trying to do it on a sewing machine and pull the threads up, I never could quite get it even. So this just does it all for me. So stitch width is fully adjustable as well, so we can simply turn this dial and the blade will move in and out, and the stitch finger's actually attached to this system, so it means that it just moves in and out. You don't have to worry about looping or anything over the edge of your fabric because it's all built in together. And the stitch length adjustment as well, you've got 1 to 4 on standard, and when we go round to rolled hem, the stitch finger will actually just disappear for you. So it folds down out of the way, and I'm all set then to do my rolled hem. Stitch selector to D, remove my left needle, and off I go. It also has a wave stitch function, which is a really fantastic decorative stitch, and can just add that extra element to your work. The accessories are all built into the side as well, so you don't have to worry about getting to class and having forgotten your accessories because they just live up here. And when you do remove the needle from the machine to do a rolled hem, there's a little magnet section there so you can store your spare needle there. So I hope you've enjoyed this short look at the Acclaim and some of the amazing features on this machine. You can also get a range of accessory feet, so if you do want to take your overlocking to the next level, these will really help. So there's piping feet, which I use to create piping and put in zips. Gathering feet, so you can gather and attach your fabrics all at one time, so it does save you so much time. Blind hem, beading, lace, it's all there for you on this machine, so you can really extend your sewing ability. And of course, as you're overlocking as you go, it gives you such a professional, clean finish. So if you do have any questions about the Acclaim or about the accessories, you can reach out to the people at Echidna Sewing. They are absolutely amazing and always there to help you. So until I see you next time, stay safe and happy overlocking.